Hi everybody, good morning. It's fantastic to be back with you and thank you for tuning in to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Dave. Lovely Carla's here, back in the fold. Taz is here too. We're all together to bring you a brand new launch today. Now, this isn't available anywhere else for the time being. You can only buy it from us at the moment here at Carnation Crafts. And I just think this is absolutely the right collection at the right time. We're all thinking about maybe family celebrations, maybe colleague celebrations, friend celebrations with the festive season around the corner. But this is nothing to do with Christmas. This is festive, well, it's festive celebrations all year round, basically. If you're inspired by the glitz and the glamour of the roaring 20s and 30s, maybe you love like the Downton Abbey sort of series, all that sort of thing. Maybe you love Strictly on a Saturday night and you love all the dressing up and the glamour and the feathers and the cha-cha-cha and all that sort of stuff. You're going to love this. Now, this collection is called the Golden Age. 25% of this has gone just from the little tease that Carla gave you yesterday on the Facebook Live. You saw the dies, you didn't see any demonstrations, but you saw the dies and you thought, you know what, I want some of this. If you love Art Deco, maybe you love the Art Deco fashion, maybe you love the Art Deco buildings and the style, the Empire State Building, the Adelphi Theatre in London and various other buildings, full of Art Deco character, you're going to love the Golden Age. Take a look at this. I think you'll agree Carnation have done it again. An amazing collection. It just encapsulates that era where everybody made an effort to dress up to dance, dress up to dinner, dress up basically. When you look at this, the dies that you've got in this collection are going to allow you to create your own elegant, sophisticated ballroom scene, dining scene. It's all about celebration, congratulations, all that sort of thing. But it's unlike any other Art Deco collection I think I've ever seen. You've got the main die that will create this fantastic, beautiful stepper card that you've got here. That's the main heart of the collection, which is called the Orchid Rays card shape. But then you get all the other elements, all the other dies to cut out the tuxedo, the fantastic swanky dresses, and the fur throws, all that sort of thing as well. You've even got the ladies' shoes, the brogues are there for the guys as well, so it's a masculine as well as a feminine connection as well. And if I just show you a few of the other ones that are slightly more different. Fiona Abbott on the design team has done this one, so very minimal, so you don't have to be massive with the cards that you make. You can make small dainty cards, or you can make things that are much more grand and flamboyant. It's entirely up to you. Fiona's done a fantastic job with that one. This is another stepper card using the main die in the collection. I think that's that the one I just showed you. I think it was actually. This one is from Vera Bow. Hi Vera, morning if you're watching. I'm sure she is. But look at that, isn't that lovely? And then you can hear Carla's back. There again, Vera, doing a much smaller card. So, you can make them as big as you wish, as small as you wish. It's entirely up to you. This I love. This is using another die card shape we've got in the show, actually. But isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Top hat and tails. Fred Astaire, you're on. There we go. So it's 231201, the Golden Age collection. Everybody's loving it so far, with a quarter of the stock gone just from that little Facebook Live yesterday. And if you want to go for the extra item that I'm going to show you in a minute, a third of the stock of that's gone. But this is the entire collection you're going to get. And in true Carnation style, if you order it today, it's the best way to order it and best time to order it, because you get that extra discount. It's down from £99.99, which it will be in a few days' time. It's down to £89.99. And of course, the combined value should be £129.93. So a really good price. And I think you'll agree, you get an awful lot for your money. There's lots here. If you just have a little look at the dies, we've got the Life of the Party, which are fantastic verses and sayings. You've got Feeling Fabulous, which is the fan and various other accoutrements. You've got your chosen tipples, so you've got the martini glass and all the extra bits and bobs as well. The Evening Awaits with the outfit for the guy, the outfit for the lady. The Feather and the Fern, imagine how versatile that's going to be. And over here, the Fine and Dandy with the top hat and the tails. It just is brilliant. 231201 your item number. £89.99 today. And remember, if you order from Carnation, if you've ordered before, you know how brilliant they are at getting your orders out straight away. You purchase it right now, the order goes through to the warehouse at Carnation, it gets picked, it gets packed, it gets posted. So it could well be with you tomorrow. And free UK P&P, because of course you're spending over £50. If you're watching us in the USA, of course, and we know we have lots of audience that do watch us in America, you can order as well. Your P&P is $5.95 for the collection. If you want to go maybe for perfect papers or pro print paper or something like that, your capped shipping and handling is $14.95. But I think you'll agree it's absolutely brilliant. And also quickly, just to give you a heads up, I showed you a few of the finished samples a few minutes ago, featured these card shapes. Now this, a third of the stock has gone just by showing it yesterday on the Facebook Live. It's called the Standing Tall Card Shapes. And these quite simply are iconic images that you associate with the Art Deco movement and era. You've got the archways, the beautiful kind of curved domed elements, and you've got these kind of shards. And that's what I always, whenever I see those, I always think of the Empire State Building and buildings like it. Absolutely gorgeous. But if you want those, they're only $27.99, and they obviously are going to combine and work so beautifully well with the main collection. If you would like to go for that as well, that's available separately at £27.99. And of course, we do have the perfect papers as well, and they're just over here. I know lots of you want to put it all in your basket at the same time and check out straight away. That's absolutely fine. 48 sheets of 300 GSM, beautifully printed cardstock, and I think this is one of my favourite perfect papers that Carnation have done, because again you've got those iconic Art Deco images, and again it's all 300 GSM, so great quality. You've got it in black and white, you've got it in taupe and coffee, caramel colours as well. 48 sheets of that, and that's only £14.99. I mean, that's absolute must colour, isn't it?
Absolutely stunning. I said yesterday, because it's so stylised, the collection is so stylised. So to have those perfect papers that just work really wonderfully with it, those very, very vivid colours that are coming through that kind of contrast with everything that we've got. So it gives you this really beautiful kind of difference in what we're doing. And I really love the fact that you've got those dark colours, because often we're looking for masculine cards, and masculine cards obviously can be difficult to do. So the fact that Carnation have given us those blacks and those greys coming through just gives it a really, really beautiful effect. Now, just to let you all know, I was about to go to board, so I am going to talk to you a little bit more about this. My bad, I was just sat here and I was like, what am I missing? I've left the boards downstairs.
I wonder what you were just...
Miss Taz, I was signalling Miss Taz furiously. I've left the boards downstairs, so she's just got to go and get them for me.
While we're waiting for those, how are you?
I am still alive, so that's all good. I'm still a bit chesty, so apologies for any coughing. And I may or may not have fallen off a chair yesterday, and my rump is somewhat black. But other than that, we are all good.
You were missed.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it felt very strange. I just said to Taz, it feels really weird sitting here because it has been so long since I've done a show, but I am very, very glad to be home. It's where it feels, Carnation feels like home to me, so
absolutely.
That's nice.
And hi to you guys on Facebook as well, and also on YouTube. I'll give some YouTube shouts out a bit later on. But good morning, Carla and Dave, Miss Taz. Hope you had a good holiday, Dave. Thank you very much. I did, thank you. Hope Carla's feeling much better. Absolutely.
I am. So, Golden Age. I'm sorry.
I didn't land till 3 o'clock.
I know, he didn't get back till 3 o'clock this morning, so he's feeling
jet-lagged, apologies. But
feeling slightly ropey this morning. But I will say with Golden Age, I said this in the Facebook Live yesterday, but the reason that Golden Age is so important for us as crafters, and I said this, and I stand by it, and I might not be able to verbalise it quite as well as I would want to. Because Art Deco is such a very specific style, and for those of us that passionately love it, we want it to be done very, very well. And if that's going to be the case, it's going to be Carnation that do it that well. And that's why we want it from Carnation. And so the fact that it came out, I was just so chuffed that we had it, because it made such a massive difference. That wasn't me for a change. It normally is. So yeah, it makes such a massive difference to have it from Carnation themselves, because we get to play in a way that we're used to. Nick's artwork and the team's artwork, who are just so talented. We want the quality. If we want to celebrate an era such as Art Deco, then we want the quality of that to go through as well. So that's really important. I'm going to have to disappear downstairs and find the boards just to let you all know, because I've put them somewhere Miss Taz can't find them. So we're going to put a VT back on for you just while I disappear past Dave. And then I'll be back in 2 seconds, and we're going to demo as well. And we've got lots of demos for you today as well. That stepper card is insane. We're about to have an awful lot of fun. My apologies.
Take this this opportunity to place your order during this little clip. This will show you some of the amazing finished samples the design team have done. And remember, today is the best day to get it, exclusive to us at Carnation TV at the moment. You can't get it anywhere else for the time being. And that price is only there for a limited period. Take a look. You can almost hear the cha-cha music in the background, can't you? Fantastic. A quick heads up to some of you on Facebook this morning. Karen Slade is there. Morning. That's my sister-in-law's name, Karen Slade. From a very wet Maidstone. I don't think it's the same person. She's looking forward to this. Looks stunning. Janine Dawson. Morning, my lovelies. Love, love, love this collection. Christine Harmon says, morning from Scotland. Suzanne Page, I said hello to you earlier, Suzanne. Jacqueline Ward, morning all. Linda Wilson. Sharon Curtis. Hello, lovely Sharon. Sharon's there. Miss Curtis there. Teresa Dickinson, awesome collection, she says. And Judy Reynolds says, hi guys, really good to see you back, Carla. Missed you. Hope you continue to improve. Glad you had a good holiday day. Thank you, Judy. And Liz Goodman's there as well. Morning from Milton Keynes. Now, I think probably if someone said to me, choose your favourite era in the last couple of hundred years, or last century or whatever, it would have to be this. One of my favourite shows, and many of you know the reason why I love Downton Abbey so much. I did that sketch of Highclere Castle, but it's when you see the characters in it that dress up for everything, whether they're having breakfast, whether they're having lunch, whether they're having dinner, whether they're going out or not, or just staying in, they dress up. And that's what this is all about. It encapsulates the glamour, the sophistication, and it just oozes success. I mean, my favourite, I think, die collection is this one. Where else have you seen a top hat with a cane and the brogues as well? So again, if you want to make masculine cards, which is sometimes quite tricky to do, this die set's going to be perfect. They are all available on the website individually if you want them, but of course the best value is always to buy the big collection because it all works together so well. It's all been put together to work together so brilliantly. Over here again, another favourite is the gentleman's tux, and of course the ladies' evening outfit as well. Over here, another really versatile die set. These amazing feathers, the feathers and ferns. Obviously this, if I just show you this finished card again, there's quite a few finished cards here to show you, but this one really brings in that stepper card element beautifully. And stepper cards are historically some of the most popular card shapes to make, but also historically some of the trickiest to actually make. Lots of measuring, lots of scoring. That we don't have to do that with this. You basically run the dies through the machine, it does all the cutting and the scoring for you, but it brings in that ballroom aspect. It gives you the look of maybe windows in an Art Deco style, or it could be ceiling roses on a cruise ship. It could be anything like that. Panels, wood panels maybe in a ballroom, but it really encapsulates in a very classy way. Sometimes Art Deco can be a little bit tacky if it's not done correctly, but these have been done spectacularly well. It just oozes sophistication and class. Now, if I show you another one that's completely different to what I've just held up, Fiona Abbott's done this one, just using one of the elements of the smaller standing tall card shapes. And there you've got that Art Deco shape as the background, and then of course you've got the character's outfit on the front there. But that could be, you could actually put someone's name on that if you wanted to, and that could be like a little place setting on a dining table or something along those lines. But isn't that sweet? So you can go from a minimal to an absolute fantastic kind of flamboyant card. Vera Bow has done this one, and using the standing tall card shaped dies that we talked about earlier on, there we go, look. So they just work with this main collection so brilliantly well. 231210 is your item number if you want the main collection. If you want the standing tall card shapes, that's only $27.99 extra. You also get the standalone stand, which can go onto the back of the card shapes as well. 231209, you can use that with any of your other collections. Brilliant to have that in there. £27.29. The whole collection though, if you want it, without this is a separate item. You've got the Evening Awaits, the Feather and Ferns, the Orchid Raised card shape, the Fine and Dandy. You've also got the Life of the Party with those lovely verses down there which say celebrate, fabulous friend and time for a party. Also you've got that one there which is the Chosen Tipple, and then over here you've got the Feeling Fabulous. This is the collection all about the Golden Age. Carla, Taz and I will be all doing the cha-cha before the end of the show. And I know you've all got your 10 paddles ready, haven't you?
I've been doing it under my desk already.
I thought you had. I thought you were looking quite active. Yeah. Now, what about the perfect papers? Take a little look at these again. We're going to go to a demo in a second. The Golden Age perfect papers these are probably the most different perfect papers I've ever seen from Carnation, because normally their colours are quite subtle and the patterns usually quite subtle. But I think for the Art Deco, it really warrants going a little bit bolder, making those patterns stand out. So you've got your monochrome in the fan and that lovely kind of almost like a Y design that interlocks together. It almost looks like those three-dimensional cubes. And you've got them in a beautiful taupe, you've got them in a lovely mustard gold, you've got them in a blush colour as well. And remember, all of the artwork that you can print off now, we've not mentioned that yet, all of the artwork you can print off on the Carnation Crafts website right now. It's carnationcrafts.co.uk. Go to downloads, and then go down to free downloads, and if you can't see it straight away on the homepage, just have a look and tap in Golden Age, and then the artwork will be there for you. Now 30% of our main collection has gone, so 5%'s gone in the last 10 minutes. That's how busy this is. This is how loved Art Deco is as an era. And it's kind of ticking the box as well for female, male, all ages. I mean, lots of youngsters now into Art Deco because that famous TV show on a Saturday night. Lots of older people maybe have got memories of doing the cha-cha at the ballroom, but maybe it's not there anymore. Maybe it's a bingo hall now, and you kind of think, oh, if only we could go back to the Golden Age. That's what this is about. So it's 231201. Brand new today. You can't get it anywhere else for the time being. It launches here right now at $89.99. And remember, the price will go back up by that extra 10% in a few days, but back up to $99.99. But if you order it today, you can take advantage of PayPal Pay in 3. You can also take advantage of ClearPay if you want to spread the cost. And it's free P&P because you're spending over £50 with us. If you order it now, you'll get an email probably within the next couple of hours saying your order is on its way. How exciting is that? Okay, you all right for a cha-cha or not?
I'm all right for
Even
a cha-cha. I'm always all right for a cha-cha. For some reason, the boards have done a mystery tour, so I'm afraid at this point we're going to go straight to demo because I don't want to hold you up anymore, and we will place them. They were with everything yesterday. They appear to not be with everything today. Right, so what we're going to have a look at is that gorgeous orchid raise card shape first of all, and we're going to bring it all together so you can see some of these elements and how they look when they make up those spectacular cards that we get for this whole collection. I've cut it twice. Now, when we're talking about the stepper cards with Carnation, what Nick does is he gives us these little tabs, and that's what creates the stepper for us. Now, often with these, what we do is fold them in on themselves just this way, and we stick them to their opposition, if you like to hear. So we'd fold these down as well, and they would all get stuck together that way. Now, two ways of looking at this. Do you want the bulk from that? And if you're happy with that bulk, it will sit slightly wider. That's absolutely how you would do it. If you would like to reduce some of that bulk, it's entirely up to you which you do. You can just snip off the tabs from the extra card base, and that one will just allow you to sort of sit it flat. Now, if you're posting, I would probably advise that as a good idea, just to let you know. It just means it's not quite as bulky. So we're going to keep these down here, and you're going to obviously line them up and place them together. If you find it slightly difficult to do that, if it's causing you problems, get your focus, understand where that's going to sit, and then you can place this down this way, and this way, so that is flat. You can remove your red liner tape, and you're going to put one on top of the other.
Stepper
so we're just going to place.
Unless you've got dies like this, they're notoriously difficult to do. Getting the score lines in the right place, all that measuring, all that cutting.
Well, it's not just that, is it? I think essentially if you're going to try and make a stepper card yourself and you're going to try and design it yourself, it's usually going to have those straight lines, isn't it? Those rectangular lines, because obviously it's very difficult for us to get circles and shapes. So if you're looking for something with that dynamic sort of Art Deco perspective, we've got that here. So in order to line this up, the first two, obviously, I would just take and I would place and place just as they are. Then I can turn this, so I'm now in control of what's happening, and then I've got it there, and obviously this one needs to stick, but I'm okay with that because I know my other two are correct. I can pinch this, I can push, pull and place,
And you can
and
use
that's
that
going to
card
give you
shape
correct
with any Carnation collection. not just on
Yeah,
this
of
one.
course.
Yeah.
So because we've got all the score lines that are sitting in there, we can place these through and we can fold them in. That's going to give us our beautiful stepper shape. Isn't it gorgeous? I love stepper cards anyway, and obviously we can adjust the height based on that because we've got the little score line down the centre. So if you want that to be further down, you absolutely can. So we can have it smaller, you can have it larger. Look at that, what a shape, right?
Perfect.
Now I got to say as well, taking away the Art Deco formation from this just very momentarily, isn't that beautiful as a church shape as well?
Yep.
So if you're doing sympathy cards, if you're doing wedding cards, those kind of things, this card shape will work in all of those conjunctions as well. So it depends what you want to craft with and how you want to craft it. I'm going to go in, I've got 1 mil foam tape here. I didn't take it any higher than that because it's obviously a stepper and you've already got that dynamic card shape that you've got there. So I'm going to use it this way just to place through and just place on top so you can see those gorgeous colours coming through. They're so pretty. Look at this. These perfect papers, honestly, I know we say to you to get your perfect papers every time because they are absolutely stunning, but these are knockout. They really have gone to absolute town on these. They're just absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to take that. I'm again using a 1 mil. I don't want it to be entirely flat, but I don't want to start building too much dimension. It's not going to be exactly as I want it if it's too bulky. And obviously you've got that very luxurious line when we're working with Art Deco. Keeping that slightly flatter will allow me to maintain that. You see how that dark comes through. We're going to lift that with some whites.
What does Art Deco make you think of?
Bugsy Malone every time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I think that's because that was the first theatre performance I was ever in. So it was the first time I was really introduced to Art Deco.
That's interesting because whenever I see the Art Deco, it doesn't remind me of necessarily the era. It just reminds me of like the West End of London,
Yes.
New York, Broadway.
Well, I think
iconic architecture like that.
There was such a massive surge towards beautiful fabrics and, you know, different art styles coming through at that time. It was obviously a very important time for us, and it's just, there's so much of a throwback on it, isn't it? It's very nostalgic, very beautiful.
No matter where you are in the world, it's around you now. In some shape or form, whether it's in fabric, whether it's in buildings, whatever it might be. So I just think it's one of the most glamorous eras that I can think of.
It is, and it's all about party and luxury, isn't it? And that function that comes through. Now I've got my beautiful topper here, my filigree, and it's just going to place on top. So now you see how we're bringing those colours out even more just by brightening it up, because if I was to, for instance, pop him on here, he's going to disappear into that. I need something to be able to raise him forward and bring him towards the front of the card. And this orchid ray is just absolutely stunning, isn't it? Really, really beautiful. Just let me try and get some wet glue onto here. Sorry, guys.
And again, that could be a ceiling rose in a theatre or a ballroom. It could be a panel on a cruise ship. It could be anything like that.
You've been on a few cruise ships, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, a few.
Did they have a bit of Art Deco?
Yeah, they do actually. Not many of the modern ones, I would have thought, but certainly some of the slightly older ones, and also like the Cunard line.
The what?
The Cunard line, like the Queen Mary's and that sort of thing. They're very traditional, so they do more traditional decor, very kind of not Titanic, but you know what I mean. It's kind of that olden golden era. Whereas a lot of the modern day cruise ships are quite, you know, aimed at like the youngsters with theme parks on the roof and that sort of stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
If you go on the Cunard ships, it's all traditional Art Deco style, that sort of.
The nearest
luxury.
I've been is a booze cruise in York, Dave. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all.
I haven't been on a cruise for years now, but...
I'm just going to place this on here. The great mystery of the boards is the plot thickens.
Where can they go? They can't disappear.
Everything was together. The boards have done an absolute runner. It's a shocker. We will sort it. I will sort it.
Is your Cornelius looking a bit...
Cornelius looking sheepish.
Yeah.
Bless him.
What's he done? Felt a bit peckish.
I don't think he's got the energy, to be honest. He's an old man. Right, I'm just going to pop this here and here onto these tiny amounts of glue, guys, especially when you're working with perfect papers. What we don't want is that kind of wet mark that comes on, just tiny amounts. Now, watch how this starts to focus itself as we bring in all of these whites and lighten that colour space. So slowly but surely we will have a complete change in the formation of this just by adding in. Now the reason that I haven't done the black panel on the side pieces is because I want that sort of reflection coming in. I want the side pieces to be different to the main piece in the centre. It's where my showstopper is going to be, and I intend to keep it that way.
See, I wouldn't have thought of doing that, putting that cutout on top of the pattern papers, but it works.
It works. It's
Yeah.
because this is what I mean by the perfect papers. The perfect papers have been so well thought through on this collection. They're absolutely stunning. And I know they're always really well thought through, but sometimes they just knock it out the park, don't they? So placing this on here.
Well, the sake of $14.99, if you're going and investing in the main collection, $14.99 extra is going to make sure you get even more out of your collection, make it even more stunning. So Perfect Papers is a perfect add-on to your order, and that will be free P&P as well if you're buying the main collection too. In the USA, if you go for Perfect Papers or anything that's quite weighty like ProPrint, anything like that, the maximum shipping and handling is $14.95 for you. Otherwise, it's $5.95 if you just want the main collection if you're in the USA.
There we go. Just place this on there. And place down. Look how beautiful they are. Look at that. See how it all starts to come together and you get this insanely awesome, awesome piece. Let's have a look. Last one. Just going across. I've just remembered where the boards are, guys.
Where? I'll go get them.
It's because I had to pick them up, didn't I, from Hobby Maker, so my brain has separated. They're in the boot of my car.
Oh, they're in the car.
They're in the boot of my car. Because normally they come straight to me, but I had to get them from Hobby Maker. You can go if you want to go, Taz, because I will be on here for a couple of minutes. I'm just going to show, but I would like to show the boards.
On the way. And by the
I
way,
would like to
Commented
show
that as
them.
well, asking
What's
if
that?
You left it in the car.
I did leave it in the car. I'm so sorry, guys. My brain is not really with it at the minute. I'm still not functioning very well. I do apologise. These things happen. Right, shaping out. Where we've got cut lines, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but where this chap has got his hand in his pocket here, you've even got cut lines there.
Yeah.
That's going to allow us to kind of bulk out the shape on his hip where his tails are coming down. So I get to just pull this through and just draw it down.
and he could be a butler, he could be a lord, he could be any character you really want him to be.
It's like Mr. Darcy, but from the 20s.
Yeah, maybe.
I do love Mr. Darcy. Right. Just shaping it out. I'm not going to great scopes. What I don't want is for him to be bulbous. I just want a little bit of added shape there. So he's going to sit forward.
This may sound strange, but don't you love the fact that they've not put any facial features in? It's just the body, so that could be absolutely anybody. If you see a character that's got a face, you might think, oh, it doesn't look anything like the person I want to send this to, so I can't use it. But the fact you haven't got the face there.
Yeah, Nick's really clever at doing mannequins. He's done a couple of them that I absolutely love. And I love, mannequins are very iconic anyway. And especially when we're looking at an era that was just fully formed into fashion and luxury, the mannequin makes more sense than a full character. And it allows us to create something that's more evocative of that period. So it just works. She's got cut lines going all the way in her skirt. Now there's a cut line 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I can go between those to allow it to flow as a fabric. So just use your ball tool to just pull that through and round and just bring it through. And she has got this gorgeous shape to her now. Using the cut line that sits there, I'm going to put my thumb and I'm going to pull that forward, and that's going to allow her to have this shaping out. So I've got the both of these sitting on here, okay, and
not
they're
all
ready to go.
dyes from different companies give you that, but Carnation gives you that.
No, they
don't think they're just there purely for decoration, they're there for a reason.
Absolutely. Now, because these fit perfectly on those side panels and they look absolutely gorgeous, obviously we could have them in the middle, but I want to put something else in the middle. But because we're working with a stepper, if I wanted to add layers and dimension, I can put them at the bottom here, and that's going to allow them to sit forward when the stepper does. So anything that I put on the back is going to be a background, and I'm going to get this lovely distance between the front and the back.
Yay! The
Yay,
boards
well
are in
done,
the house.
Miss Taz.
I've never done so much running in my life.
I do apologise to everybody. That is absolutely 100% my fault. I'm not used to, obviously, not having everything together. So I do apologise. My brain is not where it's supposed to be right now.
We'll let you off, don't worry.
It's all of the age and all of the things, Dave.
Comes to us all.
There's a lot going on at the minute, guys. There's a lot going on. Right, I'm just going to put this here. and place.
Ooh,
So now when
Carla,
I sit, yes.
Sorry, I've just been told from Taz, a third of the entire stock has gone.
Wowzers.
Remember,
It's not gonna last, this
we started the
collection.
day at a quarter gone, just from that little Facebook Live tease that Carla did yesterday. So this is a really popular collection. I've got loads of messages to read out from people as well, so I'll get to those fairly soon. But look at what Carla's done.
So this isn't the end of the demo. I just want to show you how, I'm going to get him straight, how when we piece those on the front, can you see if I turn that round, I've got that distance at the back. Now I can decorate that, and I'm going to decorate that as well with some feathers just to place a bit of texture there because I think it's absolutely stunning. And that's going to allow me to have a rise behind them that's going to give me a different effect. Look at these. How stunning are they? Aren't they absolutely beautiful? They're going to sit inside here, and they're going to be if you think of it as being a fashion show, they are going to be seated at the back. So with these feathers, I'm just going to turn these around.
I think you're going to use those feathers and ferns so much.
Always.
And they're also very flamboyant for, you know, happy occasions, but they can also be used for sadder occasions too.
Absolutely. I think this collection specifically is going to become a firm Carnation fan favourite.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just because it is so extraordinary. We knew it was extraordinary the minute we saw it, didn't we? And it is just very, very beautiful, very delicate and very pretty. I'm just going to place this in. Now, my showstopper in the front. So for this particular demo, I'm trying to get in as much detail as I possibly can so you can see as much of what's going on as possible and what you're going to get. So for that central showstopper, I'm going to use a glass and put that in. But I did want to show you the fans. Now, these are beautiful, these fans. Every single one of those lines is a cut line. What that means is I can go in and I can concertina this out.
Genius.
Just like so, just by pulling these forward, creating that dimension and just pushing and pulling here.
And isn't the artwork gorgeous too?
I think it's difficult to reiterate this as many times as I possibly can. When the artwork's done in-house, it's done by design, and when artwork is done by design, it's going to be perfection every single time.
Yeah.
And you don't get that with every company. We know this as crafters. We are already aware that that's the case. And because obviously this is done by design, it takes it to a different level. We get a different type of crafting. And it's.
But also, you know where the artworks come from. You know its heritage, its pedigree. You know that it's done in-house at Carnation Towers in the heart of the UK. So you can tell that to your customers if you're selling your cards or whatever, and they give you carte blanche. If you're making something with the artwork, you can sell it for either personal profit or for charitable purposes, which I know lots of you do. So yeah, you just got that confidence. You know exactly where it's come from.
So long as you cut it first,
Yep.
you can't sell the files. Obviously, they're Nick's personal artwork. You are welcome to use them and you're welcome to cut them and then sell, but we cannot sell those files. Right, so I've got this here. Now that, look at that. If that's not extraordinary, I don't know what is. Now listen guys, when we look at that and we see all of those cut lines that come in that, the reason that we can have that is because it's done in-house. It is because Nick has thought through every cut line detail. It's so important, and it's
keep
such
that going
extraordinary.
to make a full circle, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could do so much with it. Isn't it beautiful? We can do that on an angle. We can face it through at the front. We can place so much on there. I'm going to put it down sort of at this angle here because my glass is going to come from it, and I'm going to use it as a grounding device for the bottom of my glass. But what you choose to do with it, of course, is entirely to do with you. Get your applicators, tiny amounts of glue on the folds of those fans. That's going to keep it in place. I'm going to do a tiny amount of glue pretty much on every single fold of that fan, just so that I can keep it exactly where it is. And that's going to hold it and pin it just where I want it.
And don't forget, while you're on the website ordering, there's the everyday glue there, the glue applicators that Carla's using, of course, as well. They're on the website as well. Tiny lights are back in stock.
Tiny lights are back in stock.
Yay!
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Has everybody got their Christmas tree up?
We put the tree up the day before we went on holiday.
Oh, did you?
Didn't have enough time to put the decorations on it. So we've got a bare tree at the moment, which is unlike us. Normally we get the tree up really early. But my other half's doing it tomorrow. So
I am somebody who would happily put it up on Christmas Eve and take it down on Boxing Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan, but my children, look at Taz's face, my children obviously wanted it
I
up.
thought you'd be the opposite. I thought you'd be earlier rather than later.
I do all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve.
You don't.
Yeah, I do. The boys and I go and feed the homeless in the morning, and then we do some shopping and we do some little
Well,
bits
that's
and
a
bats.
great thing to do. I didn't know you did that.
The boys asked. It was the boys, not
Really?
me. Yeah, I have to give the boys credit. The
Oh,
boys
God.
said that they didn't want us to have crackers anymore and they wanted us to use the money to feed the homeless. So
Your
we do
kids.
that.
Wow.
They're lovely boys,
That
my
is
boys.
special.
So we do that on Christmas Eve, and then I sort my shopping out, and then, you know, hope for the
What
best.
a great thing to do, though. What a great way of doing your bit and getting in the festive spirit.
I like I say, I would like to take credit, but that was them, not me. I had nothing to do with that. They just said one year that they thought crackers were a waste of money, and wouldn't we be better using that money
I agree.
for the homeless?
Yeah.
And so we've done that ever since. Now I'm just going to put my little orange slice just on here and pin it. Now you'll all see that there is a cutaway on that glass, so you can put things over or under. Your glue applicators are your best friend. Don't forget to use them. They help enormously. I'm going to just place in this gorgeous straw. Look at that. Carnation detail never fails to be extraordinary. Place on a tiny amount of wet glue just onto the underside of the glass because I want it to pin it to it. Now using pin flare is going to help me do this because it's raised, so it's going to allow me to have a little more hold. So there we go, we can place that in, and now I just want to get my V-line there to get my support and my structure together for the finished composition of the piece. So a tiny amount of wet glue just on the back of these. I'm just going to draw that yellow through from those fans towards the glass, just with that little visual prompt of these florals. Just placing on, same again here, just to give it that little bit of extra pizzazz and flair. Same inside.
You're taking me to the Queen Mary on a formal night.
As long as you're paying, Dave, I'll take you anywhere.
Cocktails before dinner. I'm there. That's what that card's done for me. Wow. Isn't that gorgeous? What era is it taking you back to? What TV show is it reminding you of? What holiday is it reminding you of? What iconic building that you visited is it reminding me of? Think of the Empire State Building. Think of the Chrysler Building. Think of iconic theatres in the town or city where you live. Certainly in London, where I go to see shows very often. So many of the theatres are iconically decorated in the Art Deco style. It's that era that just generates such romance. When people bothered, people really tried and made the effort and dressed up. 231201, as you can see, got the boards. 231201, it's $89.99. It should be $99.99. Actually, it should be $129.93. But as you're watching us on Carnation Crafts TV, we give you a discount down to just under £100. And as you're watching the launch show, and this is the exclusive launch show, this isn't anywhere else at the moment, you can enjoy an extra 10% discount on us. There's no promo code or anything. Everyone gets the discounted price. $89.99, free P&P. It is available on PayPal Pay in 3. It is available on ClearPay as well if you want to spread the cost. If you're not worried about that, you just want to buy it. This could be the ultimate Christmas gift for someone that's a crafter who loves this era. And as I say, Art Deco, I mean, if you go into card shops to see what is the fashion, what everybody's looking at to buy, which I often do just to see what's going on, Art Deco was there massively. But you know what? They're always the most expensive cards, and they're usually the biggest cards as well. But it's always been a thing. It never seems to go out of fashion or popularity. And if you would like to order today, remember, you're saving, bearing in mind the extra 10% discount today, you're saving a total of nearly £40. If you do use PayPal Pay in 3, that's only £30 over 3 interest-free payments, or ClearPay, you can divide that by 4, and that's £24.50 over 4 payments if you want that. And don't forget, pop in the perfect papers into your order as well. That complements the whole thing. And the fantastic vignettes, the artwork, that's what we call vignettes, basically. The artwork for all of these dies, you can download and print off now, free of charge, onto the paper and card of your choice. And the dies will be with you literally in the next day or two. Carnation are so good at that. They make sure that the orders are sent straight away. And thank you again for all your messages. I'll read a few more out on Facebook and also on YouTube. Taz?
Can we just politely say that although they will dispatch as soon as they get the order, they'll pick packet. Obviously with it
Christmas
being Christmas
postage.
time,
Yeah.
they might be slower in delivering. Can we
Okay.
please be patient with
Absolutely.
Royal Mail, yeah.
But Carnation will get it out straight away as they always do. So we're basically in the hands of the delivery companies. But as you can appreciate, this time of the year, it's a bit busier than any other time of the year.
Big shout out to Royal Mail for all the work they do as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
because they are incredible. So huge thank you to anybody involved in that.
Don't forget the standing tall card shapes. Now this was even more popular than the main collection earlier on, because instantly you've got those iconic Art Deco shapes. You've got the shards and the spears there, which is, I instantly think of the Empire State Building when I see that one. And then you've got these beautiful domes, which can make privacy screens, that sort of effect. So they're going to work so well with the main collection, and they stand alone beautifully. And you've also got, of course, the die on the back, which makes your leaning stand basically for everything that you want to put it onto. So that's in there as well, and that's a mere £27.99 for all that metal. Fanfare for the boards. Da, 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 da. There you go.
Very sorry to all involved. Huge apologies. Right, let's have a look at what you get. Look at this collection, dudes. Come on, look at all the artwork here. Look at the flow on it. Isn't that stunning? So you've got your main mat as well, which means we can raise this up, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The beautiful colours of it. It is black, but it's got this sort of petrol blue colour coming through as well. There's something extraordinary about the colouring, and this is why your perfect papers are so important, because they match in with this so beautifully. It is a really, really important collection, isn't it? And as we take a look at this, as you see those blues coming through, those blacks coming through, and the yellow, that's really important, because as you watch the collection going, you'll see that come about again and again. You can see it's being picked out on the dress line here, on the neckline. That's going to keep popping up in this collection. Why is that important? Well, as always with Carnation, it means everything that we make is going to match. So you can see it here with your drink, where you've got your, hey, where's the rest of this bit? See, this is what happens when they come straight from the car as well. Dave Bradford, you had them in your paw. But your drinks, where you've got your different colourways, there it is, guys. You've got your different colourways sitting here. Ooh. So you can choose what type of tipple would be your favourite tipple. What is going to work with the card formation you're working with. You can obviously choose any of those colours, but we've also got your orange slices, your lemon slices, all your swirls going through, your coffee beans, you've got your olives, you've got your little leaves. It's just stunning.
Are you a cocktail girl?
More of a special brew girl,
Dave.
Dave.
Okay. Yeah, I thought, no, I can see that. Taz?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You like a cocktail?
That's what I have for breakfast.
Okay. Hardcore.
No, definitely more of a vodka or a beer drinker, I'm afraid. Sorry, guys, I'm not particularly glamorous, as we all know. This fan that I've just been using, you've seen how that concertinas and folds to create those gorgeous shadow lines underneath. It's a really important for that beautiful grounding out. Also with the Art Deco style formation that we've got, if you have one that is facing, for instance, this way, and the one underneath it facing this way in like a DL formation, so it almost creates an S shape, that structurally is also very, very Art Deco, so it all works together. Just look at the detail in it.
I know.
It's extraordinary. The shoes, the same thing, that gorgeous perfume bottle with the sort of original pump that they used to have on the perfume bottles there. It's absolutely stunning. And we knew these were going to be popular. Those shoes are gorgeous. You can finish so many pieces with those. Pretty as
And the sheer volume of what you've got for your money. I mean, it's really
huge.
Great value.
Look
at this.
That's from the main card shape. There are your florals. The main card shape is coming underneath, but look at that. The two colourways, I had a lot of fun with these. You've got your corner elements, really important. This line, this S line that comes through, again, super important. Lots of decoupage elements, but what Carnation do, they've always done it with their decoupage. They're done as individual flowers, so we can build or we can use them as individuals. We're not stuck in this kind of trap that happens with a lot of decoupage.
And do you know what? You look at the actual stepper die shape itself, that's what dominates, that's what you see. I didn't even see these flowers until you got the boards. So
right, okay.
My eye went straight to the actual card shape.
Course. Yeah. Well, these, where you've got, especially this one, the blue one, where you've got the blue with the gold stem, that is so, I can't explain it until you get it into your paw. It looks like enamel. It looks like it has been an enamel brooch, which obviously is incredibly correct. It's very beautiful. You've got the yellows coming through, and the blue and the yellow merge because obviously they're very, very good friends. Here's that main card shape, and here is its main sort of fill, if you like. So you've got all of the elements of filigree that come through. You've just seen me using it. It's super easy to use. You choose your heights and your shapes. It's absolutely stunning. And you've obviously got these panels here where they fold over to create that line that you want. If you want the card to sit wider, do 2 of those and keep those tabs in. If you want it to be more stuck together, absolutely on one of them, cut it off. It's entirely what you want to do. Then we've got your time to, I love these, really, really love these sentiments. Isn't it a gorgeous font? Time to party, celebrate, fabulous friend, with that gorgeous 3D shading line that comes through. So we get the illusion of 3D shading. So it looks like it's moving forward from the page. It looks like a relief that's coming forward. And it really is effective, isn't it? It does look like it's a raised piece of paper, and obviously that's just to do with the shading lines that are coming through. And whenever we get that 3D illusion with relief, you get it with wood carvings, you get it obviously with all of the aspects of different things, and whenever it works, it's so clever and so powerful when we use it, because it does look like it's jumping from the page. So Carnation gave us that 3D illusion of relief, and I love it. Now that's the extra. Just let me, I'll come to that at the end,
That
because
doesn't
that's
come in the
not
main
a part
collection.
of the main
No.
collection. So we'll go to these. I love this. This is my favourite.
Fred
Top
Astaire.
hat and those shoes. Just delightful with that cane. It is very, very Fred Astaire, isn't it? Ginger Rogers. It is just awesome. It's so pretty and so lovely. Very masculine, but also you can create very feminine cards with this in that element as well. But it's classic Carnation, isn't it? It's that bold, correct, right artwork that we would expect from Carnation. The detail on it, even down to the cut lines on the shoes where you've got the little pin pricks going through that you see in those shoes, all of that being there, the cane that is so well thought through, everything about it. And again, that shade line that comes through on the ribbon of the top hat. Finally, the one I think you'll probably use the most are your fern and feathers, which are just stunning, aren't they? This, pretty as a picture, isn't it? You can almost imagine it wafting in the breeze. It's got that element to it. Obviously they were brilliant for headdresses, weren't they, in those days? Very much used in that way. And that gorgeous feather with that beautiful cut line detail.
Hello to all of you on YouTube and Facebook this morning. Norma King just said, morning everyone. Oh wow, it's just jumped into my basket along with the papers. My husband has bought it for my birthday. He just doesn't know it yet. Brilliant. Also, morning to you all from Savvy Crafter. Hope your day's going to be super and fantastic. Hope Carla's feeling well. It's from Ellen Pottis. She's getting there. Getting there. And Annie Foxall says, morning Dave and Carla, and Miss Taz ordered mine last night, so I'll be sitting on the doorstep in the next few days waiting. It'll be on its way. As we said to you before, this time of the year, December, you know, we're in the hands of the delivery companies, so if it takes an extra day or two compared to normal, then do bear with us. But the Carnation Crafts team will pick, pack and dispatch the minute that you actually purchase it. The order goes straight through to the warehouse. It's out this afternoon. It's that quick. And this is the only place you can buy this at the moment. Now, do bear in mind, if you're buying the main collection, why not treat yourself to the extra die set, which is the perfect add-on, because it just blends beautifully and works with that main collection seamlessly. Again, think architecture, think theatre. Someone agreed with me a few minutes ago. Yeah, absolutely agree with you, Dave. Memories, yeah. Memories of maybe your childhood, or memories of seeing a particular film or going to a certain place. It's just probably I think it's one of the most iconic eras of our time.
Yeah, well, it just smacks of luxury, doesn't it? That's the whole point, is it's got that luxurious feel to it. This is a really important card shape, just so you all know. I say that a lot, but it is a really, really important card shape. You've got the hinges that go down and they all fold in. But cut this twice and put one, flip it, so you've got this. You can then create that piece that comes down. It will, if you reverse it, and it looks incredible. So you build it as you want it to be. What we can also do is remove pieces if you want those elements to be smaller. If you want it to be, for instance, that you can do two of those, one on top of each other, to make it that sort of shape. It's entirely up to you. You've got this. This is going to be, listen guys, when you get this home, just cut a ton of those, because every card that you make that you don't want to have it in a basic tent shape, that's going to support it in so many ways. It's such an important piece. And though your score line is already there, it's ready to be stuck, it's ready to be done. And Carnation have taken into consideration the width of most red liner tape, so that will fit where that score line is. Your red liner tape will fit perfectly in that element there. So they have actually taken that into consideration for you before you begin. You've got this piece. I love this so much. And again, you've got that element, that V, isn't it, where we talk about it, where that sort of shape line coming down. When we're looking at composition, we need those aesthetics, and they're clever and they help us focus on what we're supposed to be seeing. In card formation, we've got that in the artwork. It's super important.
I really feel
Beautiful.
I should have come suited and booted today in my tux. Didn't think about it. Didn't have enough time.
It's a bit warm in here, Dave. You'd be sweating.
True, would have been, yeah. Taz.
I was just going to say, I mean, it's gone now, but the little fanfare that you had, the gold one.
Yes.
the gold,
The fans, feathers and ferns.
on this one, it looks like an award. They've
It
just
does.
Oh, yeah.
This one that Mrs.
And the winner
is talking about, that one.
Yeah, it could be.
It does look like an award, doesn't it? It's very beautifully done.
Now, the main collection is what everybody is wanting at the moment, along with the standing tall card shapes as well, of course. But if you want the main collection, today's the day to get it. Obviously, guaranteed pre-Christmas delivery. That goes without saying. It'll be with you in the next few days, very, very quick, hopefully, depending on your delivery company. But we'll get it out today. $89.99 is the lowest price it's going to be. It should be $99.99, and that's what it will go up to. Also, because you're spending over £50 with us, you get free P&P in the UK. If you're watching it in the USA and you want to get this, which lots of you do order in the USA, it's only $4.95 shipping and handling for the collection. If you want to go for the perfect papers or some pro print paper as well, obviously there's a bit of weight associated to that, we can cap that for you at just $14.95, which is, I think, pretty amazing when you consider how expensive postage is, certainly across the pond. The main collection, though, that we're talking about is the Golden Age. What is this for you? The Golden Age musically, the Golden Age dance-wise, the Golden Age of architecture, the Golden Age of transport. It could be all those things. But you've got your main stepper die set in the centre there with all that beautiful foliage. And as I said to you before, when I first saw this, I went straight there. I didn't actually see the foliage at the top there, but you saw on the boards just how much foliage you're going to get. And you've got the his and hers mannequins with no heads. So again, that's going to be appropriate for everyone, because sometimes faces make people go, oh no, that's not very pro. He's got the wrong colour hair, or she's got the wrong colour hair, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You've got the feathers and ferns there as well, which, like Carla said, are going to be two firm favourites. I love this over here with the fine and the dandy. The top hat, the cane, the brogues as well. Then down the bottom, the pre or maybe after dinner cocktail of your choice. You've got the wonderful celebrate, fabulous friend and time for tea sentiments, and then the bottom one there that you can see is, of course, the feeling fabulous with the fan, all pre-cut on the actual die, so you can easily crease it and fold it, and then those beautiful shoes and the perfume bottle as well. The whole collection, I think you'll agree, for value for money is incredible, and the vignettes or artwork, as we call it, vignettes, on the website right now for you to print off, absolutely free of charge. Go to carnationcrafts.co.uk, go to downloads, and then click free downloads. Golden Age will be there for you, and when your dies arrive, it's all going to be a marriage made in heaven. Okay, now we haven't got much longer on this show. We are here 3 times today. We're back at 11 o'clock and we're back at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So if we've not shown you exactly what you want to see in this show, there's 2 more to come, and just get involved via Facebook or via YouTube.
All right, let's have a look at another demo so you can see this gorgeous card shape coming together. As you can see, I've got 2 here, and I'm going to work in conjunction with them so that I can bring forward this shape here, which is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? It really is super pretty. Now, it works beautifully well on its own as well. It's just different demos. So as we go through all the demos, you'll see the different ways in which it can be utilized, and then I'm sure you'll come up with a myriad of ways yourself as well. So I'm just going to get my corner to corner down here so that I know that I'm sizing correctly and placing correctly, and then I can lay that down just in that center. Now, what's really lovely here are these little legs that come forward that remind me of trifle fingers, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, yes, I love those. They still make those. Yes, sponge fingers with sugar on.
I used to steal them from my mum's bakery cupboard. So you can see this card will stand independently. Oh, I went very Yorkshire then, did you hear that?
Yeah.
It escaped. It escaped. Right, this is a really quick demo because we don't have huge swathes of time, but I wanted to show you some of these florals coming in, and I wanted to show you this card shape. I was talking to you about these looking like enamel earlier, and what I mean is, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but when you've got it here, you know when you get enamel brooches and they have the gold exterior, and then it will be coloured with enamel on the inside, and it really is evocative of that. It's beautifully
And if you've
done.
got any of those like glazing products, like glossy accents, that sort of thing,
Yeah, that'll help as well.
yeah, that would look lovely.
Right, let's get these trousers. I'm going to do this with my hands so you can see a different way of doing it. So I'm just going to pop his trousers where those cut lines are. That's going to allow his legs to shape out, just so I get that 3D effect. Now what happens is it looks like he's facing even more towards this direction, whatever that is. So if I place that, I can do it on the side of his tucks as well. Now that is going to allow him to sit slightly angled. And if you can see that, it looks like he's facing now towards towards this way. So just with that very small change, we make it a big change with the whole expansion of it. Now I want to add in some of these florals, and I get to choose now. Do I want these to be placed as part of my doorway or my gateway, if you like, just here? And I can place those through, and I can change them so that they are symmetrical, which my brain always feels much happier about. So if I place them like that, can you see how we're starting to get that colourway going through? Now for me personally, because I like things to be relatively centralised, I would just place him in the middle, but I'm going to ground him out with some florals. Now I've got choices. Because these panels get smaller as we go, I can then start infilling here with some of those blues as well. So we're starting to build up that large flux, that beautiful flux of colour. Now I don't want it to be completely centralised, and just because I want to sort of change it out slightly. So I'm going to put these two just at where his feet are, and I'm going to cross them over. That's going to be my main flourish. I need something behind him, otherwise he's going to stand slightly naked, and I don't want that to happen. So taking this through, the studio lights has dried all my glue up.
I don't know whether you just mentioned this or not, but remember, remember with the vignettes, in other words the artwork, when you print it off, there's the option of either having single-sided or double-sided, in other words have a front and a back. But that also means you can have a left and a right. So you can actually have, maybe it's a civil partnership between two gentlemen or whatever, you can have one guy facing left, another one facing right, or a civil partnership between two ladies. You can have the lady facing left, the lady facing right. So there's many, many options there with that, which I think is fantastic.
Just reminded me of Miss Marple then, Dave. It's something you said about the lady. Is it the lady who vanishes or something? Miss Marple, the 20s, 1920s. Do you know what I mean? My brain's doing... Sorry. My brain's just doing the things. Let's place this in. I've got to go fast. Was it Miss Marple that did the Lady Vanishes?
Could be. I'm not sure. I'm not very well up on Miss Marple.
It's like murder mystery though, isn't
That's
it?
what I mean.
Yeah,
The Lady Vanishes. On the isn't it on a train? Who was it? Was it somebody at home? Somebody at home will know the things.
Message in if you know, and we'll give you
always the
a
most
shout out in the next show. Thanks
Yeah.
for all your messages, by the way. Loads coming through.
Well, more to the point, thank you for your patience with my ineptitude. I do apologise to you all. I'm very, very sorry. Normal service will resume, hopefully in about a week or two, when my brain starts to work itself out. I'm terribly sorry. Oh well.
No, it's good to have you back. You were
Half.
missed.
I'm half back. Some of me is here.
Half's
Right.
better than nothing at all. That's fine. We're good with that.
I'm just placing these through to give it that fan shape. So what we're doing is copying the idea of the fan shape coming out. And we're doing that with a build-up of the feathers, build-up of the florals, just poking through. So you've got these wonderful shapes. And that gorgeous flash of blue and white that is just extraordinary with a hint of the gold. And then just to finish him off, we're going to ground him out with that beautiful fan, which I love so much. And this time I'm going to fill those little rivets with some pin flare so it sits a little higher, because I want it to ground him with that extra oomph. And just sit that fan through. And you see how that sits with all of those cut lines in perfect formation and is absolutely beautiful. What a collection, right?
Whether it's a film, classic film, murder mystery, whether it's a series on TV that you've loved that's kind of making you think along these lines of this collection. Maybe it's a well-known TV show on Saturday night where they all dress up and they do the cha-cha and the Charleston and all that sort of thing. It's got all of that. So it's very reminiscent, and it's very kind of historical and very trip down memory lane, but it's also in some ways very current too. And it's all about obviously dressing up, architecture, celebration. I love the fact it's for men and women of all ages as well. And I've got to show you some more finished cards from the hugely talented design team. Fiona Abbott has done this one using those panels that look like those sponge fingers that Carla was talking about. Oh, you made me want some of those now. Here we got Vera has done this one as well, just using half of it. I mean, that really does look like a stage setting, doesn't it? With the props ready to perform. Taz.
Just to say quickly that 40% of standing tall's gone.
Ah, okay. Standing tall, those. If you want that, 40% of the stock is gone. Probably the most iconic shapes Art Deco-wise you can have in your collection. So if you are an Art Deco fan, these are a must. And you've also got, of course, the card stand at the back there as well, which will prop these up, but you can use them on all of your card makes as well without any trouble at all. And then we've got this one from, another one from Vera. Again, using those standing tool dies. Let's do another one quickly of the fantastic, there we go, easel.
I love that with the mirror
stepper.
card. Isn't it stunning?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Really gorgeous way of bringing it forward and giving that pop of gold because it matches in with those yellows. Stunning.
Well, we're out of time for hour one, but the good news is we've got another hour at 11 o'clock and another hour at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Ways to order, of course, the best way is go to the website, which is carnationcrafts.co.uk. If you want to get in touch with us and you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can send us a message that way as well. And we'll read out some more in the next show at 11. We're going to go for a break and a cup of coffee, and we'll see you in about 60 minutes.